Yo guys, what up? It's LewFX here, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial in Cinema 4D on how to get a slimy effect on your logos, right? So let's get on with the tutorial. It got suggested by a couple of people. So yeah, what you need to do, you need to have your path in Extreme NURBS all edited, so on the angle that you want and with the texture that you want. Make sure that you've already done the angle of your logo, because once a Metaball has been added, you can't really change like the angle of your logo. So what you need to do, you need to click on Extreme NURBS and press C, and it'll make it editable. What you need to do, you need to unfold all the little rounding and Extreme NURBS things, and you highlight all of them all the way up to Extreme NURBS, right click and connect objects and delete. It'll just make this one Extreme NURBS object here, and that's basically your logo all in one. So what you need to do now, you need to go down to where the squared drop down thing is, and you need to hold it in and hover over Sophia, then it'll pull out a Sophia. Then you need to make it a bit smaller. I normally have it on about 16. There we go. Then you need to drag it over to where your logo is. I normally have it half in and half out. Like that. I have it in the middle of my logo as well. Then I go ahead to more graph, then cloner, then make the Sophia a child of the cloner. 3 circles should appear here, 3 Sophias even, and then drag them again over to where your logo are, half in and out, etc. Right, if like the circles or Sophies are too short, just like increase the count on object of your cloner. I normally have mine at about 4. Then what we need to do, we need to go down to where it says mode, and the drop down menu should appear, and then hover over object. Then at the bottom it should say object here. Then drag the Extreme NURB object into the object here. Object. Then go to distribution and click volume. Then loads of circles should appear in your text or logo like that. Then go down to more graph effector, then random. Then click on cloner, then go to effectors and drag the random into effectors. Then all the circles should be like everywhere, like outside the logo and inside the logo. But I go to deformer on random and go to point, and that'll do. I normally change the fall off as well, if we can. Then what we need to do now, we need to go to the array drop down menu and click Metaball. Make the cloner a child of the Metaball. Then this massive lump just will appear all over your logo, and what you need to do to change that, you need to go to Metaball, then the hull value, just change it, increase it, sorry. I normally have mine on about 200. Just keep going up, and that's it. Then it'll just look like this smaller but sharper like look to it. Then I go down to editor subdivision and just decrease it to about 10. Right, I've got mine on 8 there. Then it'll just look like a splattered paint really. And then what we need to do, we need to go to cloner and then just change the count a little bit to what you want, and then just change the seed. It's all about like just messing around with the settings on this. So it might take you a long time on some, but like you can't really have a personal setting on this Metaball effect because all the logos will be different. Right. I'll just pause it and come back when I've found a new one. It'll probably take us like 5 minutes, right? 2 minutes. Right, I'm back and I found an alright one, but still the Metaball doesn't have a texture on. So you just need to go ahead and just find a nice texture. This will do. then drag it onto the Metaball, and I'll just render it for you. Just keep messing around with the settings till you find like a really sick, clean one. I preferably don't have it all over the logo because it's really hard to see. So I keep my count pretty low and just keep changing the random seed. That looks alright. Yep, let's render that. I might put a different texture on there. Yep, that looks alright. Then it'll look really sick with a color correction on in Photoshop. But what you can do, you just go to Metaball if these circles are looking a bit sharp, and just change the editor subdivision. Then they'll look more like circles. So that's it. This has been LewGraphics. I'll leave the final image in the description just of what the render should look like. So yep. This has been LewGraphics, and now I'm out.